Have you ever felt like you're just wrestling with your AI? You know it's incredibly powerful, but getting it to give you exactly what you want every single time feels like a total long shot. Well, today we are going to fix that. We're going to move beyond just talking at the AI and start learning how to actually program it using nothing but our words. So, does this look familiar? I mean, you give the AI all the right information, you lay out all the context, you do everything you're supposed to do, but what you get back is just a jumbled, illogical mess. It's so frustrating, right? And it makes you feel like maybe the AI just isn't that smart. But what if the problem isn't the AI at all? And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. See, an AI is essentially a brilliant guesser. When we just dump a wall of text on it, we're giving it a pile of ingredients and hoping it figures out we want a cake. But to get a masterpiece every single time, you can't give it ingredients, you have to give it the recipe. So here's the big mindset shift we need to make. An unstructured, rambling paragraph? That's just a polite suggestion to the AI. But a well-structured prompt? Oh, that's an order. It becomes an executable program that tells the AI not just what to do, but exactly how to think about it. This all requires a pretty fundamental change in how we see our role. It's time to stop being the decorator and start being the architect. Just think about the difference for a second. The decorator is passive. You kind of toss some ideas and materials at the AI and just hope for the best. The architect is the complete opposite. They provide a detailed blueprint, they design the logic from the ground up to engineer a predictable, reliable outcome. So, how do we actually become an architect? Well, you use a blueprint, of course. So let's dive into the four-part framework that is going to transform our vague suggestions into powerful, executable programs. And here it is. The blueprint has just four simple parts. First, you've got role and goal. Second is context. Third, the task itself. And finally, number four is constraints. This is our universal recipe for success. Let's break down exactly what each one of these does. All right, first up, role and goal. Now, if you think in programming terms, these are kind of like your global variables. By telling the AI to act as a world-class marketing strategist or a seasoned sci-fi author, you immediately shrink its massive brain down to a specific area of expertise. Honestly, it's the single most powerful first step you can take. Okay, after we've set the role, we give it context. But here's the secret sauce. Instead of burying critical details in a big paragraph where the AI might just miss them, we lay them out in a super clean, scannable format. Using simple bullet points for stuff like your company info, your product, your target audience, it basically guarantees the AI sees and uses every single critical piece of information. And now we get to the task. This is the real core of our program, right? This is where we give the AI its direct orders. And the key here isn't one big giant command. No, the trick is breaking down your request into a logical sequence of smaller, numbered steps. And finally, we've got constraints. Think of this part as your error handling. This is where you lay down the absolute non-negotiable rules of the road. Things like the tone of voice, the output format, a specific word count, or even things you want it to not mention. This step prevents all those common mistakes and pretty much guarantees the final output is precisely what you need. Okay, so inside that task section we just talked about, there is a truly revolutionary technique that lets us program the AI's actual reasoning process. It's called chain of thought prompting, and it's a game changer. Chain of thought, or COT as you'll see it, is so simple but so profound. Instead of just asking for the final answer, you force the AI to reason sequentially and literally show its work. Just like your math teacher used to say. An AI that has to explain its steps is way less likely to jump to a wrong conclusion or just make stuff up. You're making its thinking totally transparent. So what does that look like in practice? Well, instead of just asking the AI to analyze this report, you program its analysis step by step. You say, Step 1, identify the top-selling product. Step 2, find the region with the lowest growth. And Step 3, based on 1 and 2, propose 3 strategies. See what we did? We just built a logical path for the AI to follow, which dramatically increases its accuracy. So once you master this blueprint method, you gain an incredible amount of control. It really is a superpower. But like any superpower, with that new power comes some pretty significant responsibility. So what does this all mean for you, like right now? Well, the payoff is huge. Your outputs become predictable. You get direct control over the AI's logic. All the guesswork and the errors just plummet. And you'll see way, way fewer of those weird AI hallucinations. Basically, you stop hoping for a good result and you start engineering one.
But, and this is really important, this control comes with a critical warning. A blueprint can be designed to find the truth, sure, but it can also be engineered to manipulate by telling the AI to cherry-pick data or ignore counter-evidence. You have to remember, as the architect, you are now fully responsible for the integrity of the logic that you design.
And that brings us to the final and most important question. This isn't just about getting better summaries or writing cleaner emails. This is about having the ability to program a reasoning machine with language. So now that you're the architect, what are you going to build?